Hello, my name is Yadira, and I'm your host for this episode of the College and Career Readiness Podcast. Today we are joined by our special guest, Shauna Jackson. She's an Inderkum alumni currently attending Sonoma State University. But before we start our interview, remember to take control of your future. Join the California Army National Guard and serve your community during local and state emergencies. You'll learn marketable skills, earn a paycheck, and get money for school. Contact Sergeant Aquino today at 916-233-7615. Good morning, or good afternoon, Shauna. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. So just to get us started, can you tell us a little bit about your background and, like, where you are right now?
Yeah. So I went to Inderkum for 4 years, but I've basically been here for like 8 because my sister was here before, and I was always here. I played on the women's basketball team, which I also played on the basketball team at Sonoma State. I graduated in 2018, and yeah.
All right. And then were there any programs that you participated in high school that helped you choose, like, Sonoma or, like, just your major in general?
So my major, I just recently changed it to communications and media. So I would say that broadcast media class definitely steered me that way because I originally was a kinesiology major because I wanted to be a physical therapist. Being on the basketball team, I was like, I always seen like injured players, and I was like, I want to like help rehab them and stuff. So that's where I wanted to do at first. But and then like as my major like kept going on in classes, I was like, well, is this really what I want to do? And then so I went into I came back a few weeks before, and I talked to Miss May, and I was like, I've been thinking about going to communications, and she let me know like fields I can go into because I like to be on and off the camera. So then I finally just made the decision to go into communications.
Nice. And then continuing on with Sonoma State as a whole, can you like talk about your experience a little bit there?
Yeah, so at Sonoma State, it's a super beautiful campus, for one. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so nice. Diversity it's pretty good. It's pretty good for if you're coming from the number one national ranked diverse school, Inderkum. Like, it's not diverse at all. Like for me, I'm like, oh wow, it's a big difference. But like people are so friendly there, and it's nice. And I don't know. I like Sonoma State a lot.
That's good. And then continuing on, you touched on it a little bit, but can you describe like the community and campus, like not only the diversity, but like the environment as a whole?
The environment as a whole. So everyone's friendly. We always have like lots of tours and stuff. It's like, I don't want to say it's busy because there is something always going on, but like if you're not walking around like through like a specific part, you wouldn't know. So like it's a very quiet campus, I would say, and then like everything's very spaced out, so that's good too. We're very supportive. Like I would say that our teams support each other more than like the like regular student body. Like you don't see many students at the games, but you'll see like a lot of athletes from other teams at like different games. So I think that's pretty cool. But like there's a big sorority and fraternity like atmosphere there, so they get into that a lot, and it's pretty cool.
That's cool. So continuing on with the school, like how is the academic like rigor and level of expectations different from what it was when you were in high school?
In high school, you were just able to come in and just like do your homework the day of. Like you had no problem. You could come in late and everything. But no, now that you're in like college, it's like way different. I would say your expectations are higher. And I would say as me to be a student athlete, it's more that like trying to manage everything. So like you have to get your schoolwork in, you have to be in class, you have to be in practice. So it's pretty good. But like only thing is like in high school, if you didn't come to class, like your teachers were on you, like you're marked absent, you're tardy. In college, they don't care if you don't come to class. They're like, well, that's on you. That's a 0 on you. Like they're not gonna push you and force you to like come to class. So it's really up to you. Like you have to be there to like want to be able to pass your classes.
Yeah, and then like what are some ways that you've had to adjust like your habits and stuff like that to get into those level of expectations?
Ooh, okay, that one's tough. I would say like once, like how I said, time management, like that is like the main thing that like I had to like touch on and stuff. Because I would even just tell you, like, my first semester, I didn't think I was going to be eligible for, like, season. Because, you know, as an athlete, you have to have a certain GPA to continue to play and keep your scholarship. Yeah. So it's like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it because coming in, like, first few weeks, like, all of us, all the freshmen, we were, like, hanging up all late at night, knowing we had class in the morning, and just, like, didn't care because we were like, oh, it's college. We made our own schedule. Like, we're going to have fun. But once the midterms came around and finals, we're like, oh, like, we didn't hang out as much. It was it was definitely different. So I would just say, like, the time management, like, we know now that, like, we need to, like, get your stuff done before you try to go into, like, be social and stuff.
And then along with basketball, are there any, like, other activities you're involved in at Sonoma State?
Yeah, I'm also in the BSU. And then I also am in the Black Community Christian, which is where just it's like a little student body where we all get together and we just, like, go over the word because, like, our school, as I said, is not as diverse. So it's not, it's very limited of Black people. So we just, like, we found, like, a safe spot to, like, come together and just, like, practice our faiths and beliefs. But, yeah.
That's super cool. And so, like, overall, like, why did you choose Sonoma State?
Why did I choose Sonoma State? Well, one, they gave me a scholarship. Also, like, the coaches made me feel at home. Like, they let me know that, like, no matter what, like, they had my back. Like, if I was to choose any other schools that I was being recruited, like, they didn't let me know that, like, out of nowhere, like, if anything was to happen, that they would, like, be there. You know what I mean? Like even, like, this semester, like, I've been going through a lot, so I had to let them know, and, like, they're also there, like, as counselors too. Yeah. And not all coaches will do that. Some coaches are like, well, that's not my problem. So it's more so, like, you know that you're at home, especially being away from my family. I'm not too far because, I mean, I'm only, like, 2 hours, but still, it's like you don't want to drive 2 hours every day to go see your mom. So it's like it's nice to know that, like, I'm not alone.
Yeah. I love that. And so you did talk about how you are a student athlete and you do play basketball. So can you tell us about your recruiting process, like the transition from high school to college?
The recruiting process. Okay, so I would say in high school, like, basketball is, like, I don't know. My competitive level has always been there, so I don't want to say that. That definitely didn't change. But I would say high school and travel ball is what, like, pushed me there. In college, it's, like, your first year of college. That's when you know if you love the game of basketball or not, because it's definitely different. The conditioning level is different. Like, so much running. The time is different. So, like, this year we had 6 a.m. practice, those are just sprints, just strictly sprints, 6 a.m. sprints. And then I will have class and then have to come back. I have weights. Now, it's not, like, little weights. It's, like, Olympic lifting weights. So those are tricky. And right after, we have to go into practice. And then we'll have to do a pool recovery workout. So it's, like, my whole day, I have to, like, plan around my practices because those times don't get changed. Yeah. So they let you know before you pick your classes, oh, this is what we're doing, and clear this time because you have practice. So I would just say that, like, the difference between, like, high school and travel ball and college is, I don't even know, to be honest. Like, it's just way different. Like, I can't even remember, like, high school basketball right now because it's just, like, all I know right now is just, like, college basketball. You're just always going, like, there is no break. So,
so it's a real test of your dedication.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah. So since you already talked about it, like, what do you think is your favorite part of playing collegiate basketball? Like, that's different from when you played in high school.
My favorite part, well, we're all a family, so that's fun for sure. Like, the intensity on the bench is, like, that's what's, like, so fun. Like, if you watching the game and, like, our teammate makes a 3, like, everyone's going crazy. We don't even care if the gym's going crazy. Like, everyone's going crazy. So I would say, like, that's definitely a good, like, one of, like, my favorite parts. Also, like, when we're traveling, like, being able to travel and still, like, have them intensity and mentality that like we're gonna win. It doesn't matter that we're not home. It's like that's super good too. So like that's fun.
So continuing on with being a student and an athlete, what do you think is the most challenging part of balancing your academics and your athletics?
The most challenging part. Well, it's really easy to get sleep deprived. So you want to make sure you get your rest. I also would say that your time management, as I keep bringing up, because that's just the main thing that hit me. Like, wow, like you really want to like put time aside and just like you go to your practice, but then you want to make sure like 2 or 3 hours a day working on your homework that is not due the next day. You want to do your homework like weeks before, because especially because your professors, they give them to you early. So it's like you don't want to wait last minute, because that's when you get extra stress. And then with you being sleep deprived and tired, it's just like it's not going to work out. So just like to stay on top of your work, like once they give it to you, like I'm not saying like do it all, like do all your work that when they give it to you, but I'm saying like at least start it. So like it's like you're not trying to play catch up when it's time.
Yeah. So with all the different factors and all the things that you're involved with, like how is your overall college experience going?
My overall college experience is actually really good. So for me, like I'm a first generation college student. My sister, she attempted to go to college, but she has not graduated. Like she stopped. My cousin also went to college just for like a semester. Like my sister went a whole year. My cousin went a semester. So right now I'm the only person that like this is the longest person in my family to go to college. So like everyone's like really counting on me, and it's like really like it's I wouldn't say pressure, but it's like everyone's looking up like hoping that I'm the one to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's also motivation for me to like keep going, and it's just
All right. And then lastly, what advice do you think you'd give like any students or athletes like in general, like to help them with their like transition from high school to college?
Transition from high school to college. Well, firstly, like as a freshman, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. So like what they want to do. So I would just say like go in and just be with like a positive mindset, because when you don't know what you're doing, it's also harder to be motivated.
Yeah.
So I just say like go in with a positive mindset, and then if you do know what you're doing, like just have a support system. Like try to really have a support system and find one, because that's what's keeping me going is my support system, my family. So.
And then just like any advice that's like specific to athletes.
Specific to athletes, just know that it's gonna be tough, but if you love the game, like you'll get through it for sure. Because if you know if you love the game or not. It's like freshman year is when a lot of people like don't make it through, because I know like my Sonoma State soccer team, they recruit a lot of people because they know by the end of their conditioning that people are gonna quit, because it's just how it is, because they run so much, they do it on purpose to make sure that like you're gonna know if you want to be there or not.
To test your dedication.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for coming and talking and giving us a little bit of insight.